We spoke last time about the New York style pizza, of course, which was really thin and really long, and the idea was that you had to sort of fold it up in order to eat it. Didn't like that. This is just nice and compact. Don't have to do any weird etiquette with it. Hello, I'm Lawrence.
I'm Tara.
And we are on a quest to eat all of the food.
Oh, yes, we are.
And to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond. That's the catchphrase. But we are talking about food today, not just talking about it. We're eating it. What kind of food?
Pizza.
And why is that?
Here's a riddle for you.
Yeah.
What is better than National Pizza Week?
National Pizza Day?
He got it on the first try.
When's National Pizza Day?
Today.
Today, February 9th?
Yes.
That's amazing. So America has National Pizza Week in January and National Pizza Day in February. It must be cold outside. It is up north. And so to honor that day, what are we doing today?
We're eating pizza.
Predictable. But it's not just any pizza. Last time out, we did New York style pizza. Back in the past, I did Chicago style pizza. Today, we have another style. What is it?
Detroit style, thanks to all of the comments that you guys basically gave us after our last video.
Indeed. I didn't even know there was such a thing. Who knew there were 3 styles of pizza in the United States? There are probably more.
I mean, every pizza that you make is your style of pizza.
That's true, but I'm talking about cities having their own style. Detroit, Chicago, New York. St. Louis has one. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. We are going to do that today. Do we want to talk a little bit about the history of Detroit-style pizza?
Yeah, so Detroit-style pizza is a newer type of pizza, I suppose, and it was created in mid-century America, in Detroit, obviously, by a restaurant called Buddy's.
Buddy's, who we did call in advance of this to get more information, and they didn't return our calls. I think they fear us.
Well, I think they just didn't answer because they were probably busy.
To be clear, we didn't actually make any calls. We just said that for dramatic effect.
It was invented by Buddy's. No one has disputed that, so we're just gonna go with that and then talk about what kind of pizza it is. So do you want to show everyone the beautiful pizza that we have today? So you see that we have a very caramelized crust, and there are pepperonis on top and the cheese as usual, and a very, very thick crust layer underneath that again enables that caramelization. So this type of pizza is cooked low and slow and really, really puffs up because of that, and also gets that really crispy crust on the outside.
So it's kind of the caramelization that sets this apart from other pizzas.
Yeah, the caramelization and the cheese. The other thing that puts Detroit-style pizza apart from other types of pizza is they use Wisconsin brick cheese, which I guess is similar to a cheddar cheese, as opposed to mozzarella, which is usually on pizzas.
There's something else to say as well, something that's very much in line with America's obsession with rectangles, something I did a video about in a previous life, not in a previous life, it was in this life, just a previous video, and that is that they are square-shaped.
Oh yes, they are. They're actually made in a rectangular pan, of course a deeper pan than what you would usually use for a pizza pan, and that's what gives them their square shapes. So it's like 6 to 8 pieces of pizza that are all square shaped.
And these Detroit chefs, are they rectangular or are they regular shaped humans? Let's have
it doesn't matter. Have a taste there.
And as Tara said, it is pepperoni again. We've tried to keep that consistent across the board just to keep everything on a level playing field. So without further ado, let's go ahead and put it in my mouth.
Cheers.
The pizza, nothing. Cheers. Did we really just toast with food? That's unbelievable.
Again,
yeah.
We've already done this once.
And once I've eaten, as per usual, I will give it my Lorenzos score. That's out of 5, and we will see if it is on par with the 4.5 Lorenzos that I gave to the New York style pizza, or the 5 Lorenzos that I gave to Chicago style pizza. So, without further ado, let's Lorenzo this up.
All right.
I can't believe I just said that. Okay, it's interesting. I think we should say that whatever score this gets, pizza's pizza, so it's going to get a good score. The crispiness is initially is a bit of a weird thing. I think you're not really expecting it. Obviously I was, because you told me about it, but usually you're expecting kind of either a hardened or softened crust, but nothing that I would think of as crispy necessarily, not on this level. It is good. I'll have another taste, so hang tight, Detroit. Try saying that after 5 whiskeys. How long do you put that in for?
I mean, I didn't make this, so I didn't put it in for any amount of time whatsoever.
I won't let that count against its final score. It was whoever cooked this fault too hot. Could sue them.
I mean, it's not that hot. I think Lawrence just has a really low pain register.
What are you doing? Well, so far so good. It's a little salty, and I do think that the crispy side to it is It's a tad weird. It might take some getting used to on my part.
I think it's fabulous.
It's good, but the caramelization of the crust makes it feel like what you're actually eating is kind of burned cheese, because it's already got cheese on it, and I'm tasting cheese, and it sort of feels like burned cheese, which I've had because I can't cook.
He's right about that. What this really reminds me of, and maybe I just can't look past that, is my childhood.
Wait, that looks like your childhood.
It reminds me of my childhood.
I see what you're saying. Carry on.
So anyway, yeah, we used to get these Chef Boyardee packets that I guess like contain some crust that you could make out of a packet, and, sauce and some pepperonis and some cheeses and stuff. Every Friday night we would make them as a family because it was the 90s and everything was packaged, let's be real. So we would make these pizzas, basically Detroit style without knowing that they were Detroit style, with the toppings just kind of scattered on top, crispy crust on the outside, and that's what we would have for dinner every Friday night.
And so you almost sort of retroactively, unknowingly invented this pizza, but just like 40 years after the fact.
Yeah, so we didn't really invent it at all.
Well, I'm a convert, I have to say, and I think with that, it's time for me to give it my Lorenzo score. So like I said, the crispiness, a little weird at first, wasn't really in tune with my taste buds, and it tasted like burnt cheese. But that said, I think the combination of crisp and sort of puffiness, it is a satisfying feeling, I think, now that I've had a few bites. So I can get on board with that. I do like the fact that it's square. We spoke last time about the New York style pizza, of course, which was really thin and really long, and the idea was that you had to sort of fold it up in order to eat it. Didn't like that. This is just nice and compact. Don't have to do any weird etiquette with it. But overall, I think the New York style pizza did satisfy me just that little bit more, and that's why I went for 4.5 stars on that occasion, which means today's Lorenzo score for the Detroit style pizza on this National Pizza Day is 4 Lorenzos out of 5. How about that?
So then does that mean that you are a Chicago pizza nerd?
Yes. Only because I live here. And that reminds me, let's not visit Detroit just for the same reason. I just don't want another issue like Jellygate, for those of you that remember what that was. So,
I mean, I'm not surprised. So would you actually eat this again then?
Oh, that's a good question. Yes, every day of the week. I mean, not every, I'd be dead. But pizza is pizza. It's great. I love it. I mean, there are going to be things in this series that I rate 3, 2, 1, 0 out of 5. So it's done very well.
So one more thing before you go. I'm just curious. Do you want Lawrence to try sushi?
What?
Go ahead and let us know in the comments,
No.
because I feel like that would be a really good episode to do. Because I don't think that he's actually had it before.
I have had it, and unfortunately I used to work in a fish factory in Grimsby where I used to knock the scales off fish for 8 hours a day, and it smelled like sushi, so it's put me off it forever.
You know that if you smell the sushi, it's not good sushi, right?
Probably. I mean, I've had it since that time, and I nearly had a sick on a dog.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty clear to me, and it should be clear to you guys too, that he doesn't know anything about sushi whatsoever. So let us know. Would you like him to try it?
That's it for this episode of Lost in the Pond. We're going to go away and eat the rest of this lovely pizza. A big reminder, if you haven't had a chance to do so, please subscribe to this channel so that my videos don't get lost in the pond. And actually, while we're on the subject of food, why not also subscribe to the wife's channel?
Old Fashioned AF friends, make sure that you come and stop by. We have streams every week, and sometimes I put videos out. There you are.
In the meantime, if you would like to keep up with me on a day-to-day basis, you can do so at Twitter. I can be followed at LostInThePondUS. And a big shout out to all my patrons, without whom none of this would be possible, particularly the pizza. There's a lot of P's in that sentence. If you would like to become a patron of Lost in the Pond, you can do so at patreon.com/LostInThePond. Anybody that does so will get access to my pizza. No, that's not true. That's for us. But you'll get access to our secret live stream as well as our secret podcast if you pledge $5 or more a month. Until next time, on this cold, snowy day in Chicago, go and enjoy some pizza of your own, and I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. That was high-pitched. Thank you for watching this episode of Lost in the Pond. Don't forget to hit my stupid little face to subscribe, and please share this video with the world. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and if you would like to support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/LostInThePond.